Hello. Happy Hub Day or Hump Day or middle of the weekday or also known as Wednesday. I wonder how many other company companies, other countries actually. I wonder how many other companies countries have a hump day or a hub. I'm sure they don't have hub day. That's for sure. Ah, my camera was still flickering. If you were here Sunday, it was flickering really badly. Hi, Jean. Good afternoon to you. Complaining about camera woes, and my camera was flickering really badly. And I turned it on today, and it didn't flicker. Then it flickered, and then with 6 minutes before going live, I typed in, "What do you do when your camera is flickering?" And it said it could be the connection. And I unplugged some things and plugged some other things in, and it seems to be okay. So fingers crossed. And there's Barbara. Been thinking about you, Barbara. I know it's morning. And Eureka! I hope you and Linda, I think, are still okay. My fingers are crossed for you. It's scary. So I'm hoping that as each day goes on, you'll be safe. That's for sure. Doesn't look like I'm flickering though. Are you a Long Island person? I didn't know that. I grew up on Long Island. Where on Long Island, Jean? I grew up in the Wantor area, Jones Beach, and then my parents moved out to East Islip. So you're on Long Beach. Okay. Now Long Beach is like in the Queens area, I think. 2 down with COVID afterwards. Yeah. Well, I got COVID on Memorial Day weekend. I went up to my friends in Cape Canaveral, and their son had been to Nashville, and he came home with it, and I wasn't anywhere near the son. And then the morning I was leaving their house, Sean tested positive, and I came home and I had some COVID test kits, and I tested myself like a day after that, and I was positive. Point Lookout. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Is that North Shore? Sounds like North Shore. I'm not sure. It was cold here. I mean, for Florida, it was 45 this morning, and that's pretty cold for Florida, and it's only supposed to go up to 67. But I'm happy. I've been waiting for this cooling down. It's about a month late. Normally, we start to see these temperatures the end of October. So maybe it's about 3 weeks late, but I'll take it. So I've got nothing on, no AC, no heat, and I am a happy camper. Oh, okay. Atlantic Beach and Lido. Gotcha. All right. So you're in closer to the city, the South Shore. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I spent my own, well, from 3 till 18, 20. I've lived on the island. You get down to the 30s. That's pretty chilly for you because your temperatures are pretty consistent, aren't they, Barbara? They run about, they're pretty the same all year round, I think. So, I didn't really know what I was going to do today, so there's a couple of things I thought I would do, and I'm going to share with you. This is my black and white journal that I've been working on and off for a couple of years, and it's full, and now it's time to go to like volume 2. But I thought I'd do a quick flip through of this one. And then I thought I would share with you my purchases this week. Everyone does that. I don't normally do that, but I thought I bought some interesting things. Hi, Christine. Good to see you. And then I was going to read you this interesting thing that I just received from my sister-in-law. I turned on that light and now it's okay. This is interesting. I think this was going to pertain to most of us here, age-wise. I think. I know Barbara and I are old. No offense, Barbara. And I'm not sure the ages of other people, but I thought this was pretty interesting. It's one of those things that they have out on the internet. They call us elderly. We were born in the 40s, 50s, 60s. We grew up in the 50s, 60s, 70s. We studied in the 60s, 70s, 80s. We were dating in the 70s, 80s, 90s. We got married and discovered the world in the 70s, 80s, 90s. We ventured into the 80s and 90s. We stabilized in the 2000s. We got wiser in the 2010s. And we are going firmly through and beyond 2020. Turns out we've lived through 8 different decades, 2 different centuries, 2 different millennia. We have gone from the telephone with an operator for long distance calls to video calls to anywhere in the world. We have gone from slides to YouTube, from vinyl records to online music, from handwritten letters to email and WhatsApp, from live matches on the radio to black and white TV, color TV, and then to 3D HD TV. We went to the video store and now we watch Netflix. We got to know the first computers, punch cards, floppy disks, and now we have gigabytes, megabytes on our smartphones. We wore shorts throughout our childhood and then long trousers, Oxfords, flares, shell suits, and blue jeans. We dodged infantile paralysis, meningitis, polio, tuberculosis, swine flu, and now, for most of us, COVID-19. We rode skates, tricycles, bicycles, mopeds, petrol or diesel cars, and now we drive hybrids or electric. Yes, we've been through a lot, but what a great life we've had. They could describe us as externals, people who were born in that world of the 50s, who had an analog childhood and a digital adulthood. What kind of seen it all? Our generation has literally lived through and witnessed more than any other in every dimension of life. It is our generation that has literally adapted to change. A big round of applause to all the members of a very special generation, which will be unique. Author unknown. Keep on keeping on. That's pretty cool. That's true. Never thought about that. It makes me feel really old. I don't know about you. Inland and Cali 23. Oh, wow. 23. Wow. Everyone, well, there's massive, and I guess a lot of people have snow too. That's what we're obviously not going to see snow. I mean, again, I'll tell you, it did snow in Cape Canaveral last year on Christmas Day for about 5 minutes. Isn't that pretty cool? I thought that was pretty cool. You don't think about it until you go back and look and see all those things. Yeah. Another thing I purchased, since the weather has gotten cooler here, what happens, I think I talked about this on Sunday, is the air pressure in your tire decreases. And it doesn't get better. You have to literally reinflate your tires. So another one of my purchases this week was one of these babies. And this is a portable tire inflator. Isn't that cool? Now, I haven't used it yet. I have watched the YouTube video. I read the reviews, and basically you charge this puppy up. I fully charged it. Hi, Sophia. I hope your thumb's getting better. And then you put this, screw this in here, and then you put this on your tire. You can preset the PSI that it has to be. My tire has to be 36. So you set that for 36 and then you turn it on. Now I watched a guy do a review and he completely emptied the air out of a big old Cadillac tire. I mean, it was down to the rim. And it took this little puppy about, was it 12 minutes to inflate it completely, which I think is pretty good because this is a little, this is a little thing. Now my tires right now read 32 and I've got to get them up to 36. And I have to go out later this afternoon, so I will try this out. It has a USB charger, which is in the other room. It also has a, one of these things that you plug into a 12 volt. I have a 12 volt thing on my car, but it's not for a cigarette lighter. It's just for 12 volt. So much better being in a splint. Reminds me of not to use it and aggravate it. Got it x-rayed today. 2 weeks? 2 weeks for them to read a freaking x-ray? Oh my God. Oh Lord. Well, the splint will keep it protected, that's for sure. Gosh. And then it's got all of these, you can blow up basketballs, volleyballs, and what have you. So I'll have to let you know next week to see whether okay, he used it on a friend's and also got the tire inflated enough to drive to get the tire changed. Oh, okay, that's good enough. That's good to know. Yeah, I mean, there's got tons of makes of this, but they're all about the same. And I got a Cyber Monday deal. Hi, Ampex, good to see you. So instead of $99, I paid $44 for it on Amazon. So we'll see. It's got some heft to it. And the only problem is this thing is really short. I mean, unless you have your tire where the air valve is right at the bottom, this isn't going to fit if that's up at the top. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure, because fortunately my tires aren't flat. But it's because of the cooler weather. And I'm hoping that once I get this up to 36, it's going to stay at 36. But if not, I will be using my little tire thingy. So I'll let you know how that works. Oh, okay. Now some of them do a lot more than that. Some of them, hi Mariah, some of them will actually, you can actually charge your phone on some of them. Some of them have like an SOS light. This doesn't have all of those bells and whistles. And then not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before that, I was sent to, hi Gail, I was sent to an Etsy store, Frog. Let me see what it's called. Tina Walker. And she's got an Etsy shop called Frog something. And she was having a massive sale. And I got totally bonkers carried away. But I saved $111. Now, what am I going to do with all this stuff? I have no idea. But a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to have to get really creative. These are chipboard cards of ladies, and these are all designed by Tina Walker. Colleen is the one that enabled me. Thank you, Colleen. And I have never seen, these are some of the most unique rub-ons I've ever seen. I mean, these are all rub-ons, and they're really like abstract modern art. I've never seen rub-ons like this. I'm going to glue it down or rub it on somewhere. But look at these. Aren't these weird? I mean, they're nice. I mean, they're so different. There's a face. I've never seen all the rub-ons I ever seen are, you know, the little cutesy ones. So I got these. And that was a, and then these are county warrants, the real deal. Someone paid $40, $50 from Humboldt, I think Humboldt County, state of Nevada. So that's some ephemera. Look at this rub-on. Have you ever seen a rub-on like that? Yes. Yes, that's where the problem started. It started in Kathy. Yes, it did. It's exactly. And I was so excited. And I was going, ooh, look, this is like, and the stuff was like 70% off. And then I think this was something that was thrown in because I don't recall ordering this, but this is an actual letter written to Mom by a young man who was in the Air Force like boot camp in 1950 from San Antonio. These are ham radio cards. Couldn't live without those, right? Let's see. And these are, and I think Colleen's got these, or Kathy does. These are vintage cards, index cards that I think Tina made herself, but they're chipboard and they're beautiful. I mean, they're really cool. Now, I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. I mean, these are heavy duty chipboard, but they're beautifully reproduced. Well, so I've got a whole bunch of those. And these are heavy duty. And then let's see. Oh, this is what started it. I know I love machinery stuff. I love blueprints. This is what started it. Kathy took these out. And it was for the prompts, not this week's prompts, but last week's prompts. And I fell in love with these. And this is what started it. It was these boogers. Let me turn this over so you can see these. These are the coolest things. Look at these. Tina Walker Studio. These are vinyl furniture. Are these not cool? Look at this stuff. Look at the chairs and the lamps. This is so 1960s. This is like, hi, Kimberly. This is kind of like right out of the TV set for Mad Men with their sunken living room. Look at this stuff. Is this not cool? I mean, oh my God. How much fun are these? Look at this. Office chair. Are they not cool? There's a whole bunch of them. Look at that. Now, I don't even know, honestly. I guess you can glue them down. I think Kathy used double-sided tape on hers. But this is what started it. When she pulled these out, I went absolutely gaga. And that's what started the Tina Walker. And the next thing I know, I was at the website. And the next thing I know was put it in my cart, put it in my cart. So now I am the proud owner of these vinyl 1950-ish furniture styles. Hi, Kathy. Another Californian, I do believe, right? I think Kathy's in California. If she's not, then I'm totally confused. But anyway, so I got these. So this was the first thing I got. I won't put that back in there. It'll take too long. And then I got I think this was all one kit, I think. And this was the most expensive thing. Um, but it was 70% off. And I get some really neat washi tape stamps, sewing, more kind of industrial kind of stuff, which I love. And then we got this stuff. And I think, again, you got a whole bunch of people, and they're on chipboard, kind of like Timmy. And they've got, like kind of cool, old-fashioned paper on the back. Now, Kathy was trying to explain to me what this is chipboard, and it's like a little doll, I guess. But it's something you put it on a... Oh, yeah. Definitely. They would make great covers for mini journals. It's a lot of mini journals. And this is, I'm not sure, but Kathy said that this was something that you would use in an index file. A Rolodex thing. Okay, I thought you were in California, and I don't quite understand. But this kit is called the Index, with DEX in parentheses, Indexed Paper Dolls Kit, Mixed Media Supplies. And yeah. So you got 2 packages of this, and I thought they were the same, but this is they're the same on the top, but then when you dig down into them, they're different. And this has a sewing theme, and I guess this must have a sewing theme. I don't see the paper doll thing, but maybe there's paper. I didn't open these, but I did a massive sewing journal. I had bought one of Johnny's studio boxes that had a sewing theme, and I took everything out of that box, pretty much everything out of that box, and I made a huge sewing journal out of it. And I didn't know what to do with it, so I gave it to Johnny, so she's got it. So this is all that paraphernalia, and it looks like yeah, it's all sewing stuff, paraphernalia. So I can do a sewing journal, another sewing journal. I could do a lot of lace. I love, this kind of stuff. And so that's all part of that kit, I do believe. So that's that. Let me just, and this is the same, but different, I'm hoping. So that's that, right? Throw that on the floor. Sorry, Lily. Didn't mean to dump it on you. Let's see. Here's the invoices. Yeah, I saved $111. Look out. Look out. All right. Put that down. And then the last thing I bought. Oh, no, that's not the last thing I bought. And I got this from Johnny. It's the Dennison labels. They're very famous labels from back in the day. And I thought it had a whole bunch of labels. And I wasn't there for her. There it is. Yeah, it's Frog Dog Studio. That's what it is. Yep, absolutely. I wasn't there for the description. I just saw this and I said I wanted it. And so it's mostly brown paper, which I can use. But and I thought there were more of these labels. Remember the little, and they actually had Dennison on them, but these don't. This is it. These are the labels in the whole kit, and the rest is just brown packing paper, which is fine. And then you know I've been making kitties. And I'll show you. I finished the kitties. They are done. I just have to cover them. And I did make pictures of them. I tried scanning them, and I scanned them and I printed them out, and they came out okay. Because they're very colorful, very busy. And I scanned them with my Epson printer, but I printed them out on my color laser printer. So I'm so into Terry Runyon that I bought this. I need step by step. And so this is step by step. When you have here to draw your own stuff and do little robots and such, right? 62. But no, there's more. 62 animals, and make them happy. So we got happy spiders and happy frogs and happy pigeons and happy crocodiles and beavers and ferrets and such. So I have a sketchbook, and I just sit down at night and just kind of practice. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So here is the finished product of the kitties. And it's not as big as the other one was. So I should be able to. Most of you saw this. I did most of this online, but then I made the butterflies. And again, all of that stuff came out of that cut paste paper book. These ideas to make the butterflies and the little flowers. I added some 4-leaf clovers down here. And then, let's see. All right, so you ready? Do. Yep, and I did some more butterflies. I put them on like dimensional. And some silhouette of birds. And this was the rest of the cats. This was one group of cats. And this was the other group of cats. And I added some kind of roses and a couple of 3 more trees and some berries, some more daffodils. Is that daisies? And some more forget-me-nots. And glued them all down. So there is the whole gang. Do. Now, I'm thinking of adding captions. Yeah, well, kind of freehand. I was copying her drawing, but I did draw them. I made the pattern paper, cut out the clothing, glued the clothing on like an index card. So then I had the clothing on it. I almost did one to show you the whole method. Maybe I'll do that next week if you're still interested. So I had the outfit was glued down on an index card, and then with a pencil, I drew the kitty and the legs, right? And then what I did was I used my Derwent Inktense pencils, but I wet the brush and then wet the lead on the pencils and then painted it like so. And then I added some Posca details. And that's basically that, how they're a double page spread in her book. Again, I know I've enabled several people to buy Painting Cats. And this is where here's like kind of the clothing ideas. And there's all the little outfits. And then here they all are. They're here, and now they're here. And then I added all of I obviously added all. This is, the background is acrylic paint, and I did it on a jelly plate, but I just jelly plated. And I just put the paint on the jelly plate, the small, like 5x7 jelly plate, and then just smashed it down. And yeah, And then the inspiration for all of that, oops, came out of this book. Oops. I've had this book for years. Hi, Angie. And this book is the inspiration for all of the paper stuff. And it's got all sorts of things in here, mountain scenes, and it's all, here's the butterflies. I just changed the color on the butterflies. And then little basic composition and patterns for the dog park here. And I want to do this one for Christmas. I'm going to do a Christmas journal, I think. I'm sorry, you're welcome. I want to do a Christmas journal because I've been inspired by Kathy and Colleen. I've never done I shouldn't say I've never done one. I have one from last year, but I want to do this house for Christmas and have it on a sheet. And it's just cut out papers. And she goes step by step how to produce that. And in the back of this book, she also includes papers for you to use. See, there's the brick for the brick house. Or there's the brick for the brick house anyway. So she very nicely gives you pattern papers. Of course, you could make those with the jelly plate. And then, assorted leaves. It's a beautiful book. And they have the Scottish Highland scene. And that's like the actual photograph of that scene that she turned into. What would you cut this? Paper art? Cut paper art? Got the bear. I've done this one of the seashore. Yeah, there are the seashore scenes. And what I want to do is, I've been talking about doing this for several years now. I want to do, and it's hard for you to see this picture. It's not a real good picture. But this is my son and daughter-in-law's house in Cape Cod. And I would like to do that in this paper stuff, and I thought that would make a really nice Christmas present. And then have the trees and just do the whole thing, but in that style. Okay, let's see. I made a Christmas envelope journal. This is the first time that I have done envelope journals. Okay, yeah. It's collage. Yeah, it's collage art. Yeah, it is. But again, I've had this forever. And I've used it on and off for various, like making you want to do a breakfast table. It's kind of cool. I made a Christmas journal. I'll probably maybe show it next week. It's still too early for me for Christmas. It's still November. Well, almost the end of November. I made it one of those Christmas journals where you take a magazine, and you've seen this done before. And you take a regular magazine, right? And you fold the pages in the middle, so you have a long, skinny journal. So, hi, Dar. So these are the scanned prints. And this one came out the best. And this one, I literally took a picture of this with my camera, with my iPhone, and then printed it off the iPhone. And that one really came out the best. These were scanned using the scanner on my Epson. And you can see the difference in the blues. It's interesting how different they are. And this is just with the camera on the phone. Now, I can cut these out. I could actually, if I went to print it down, I could shrink it down. I could make it like 4x6. Say this whole panel 4x6 and make cards, which would be fun. So I might be doing that. But I printed this out because I need a cover. And let's see. And it just folds up very nicely, like so. This is 8.5 by 10, just regular printer paper. Not it's just regular old cheapo printer paper that was gessoed on both sides, and that gave it some stability. And then when you start adding stuff, it becomes more stable. So I figured I would take one of these panels and maybe make a cover for it of some sorts, and then tie it with a little ribbon, and then I can add it to my collection. And now I have a fall one, I have a winter solstice one, and I have, I don't know, a kitty one, I guess, a kitty cat one. So I had a lot of fun. I love this type of minutia. I mean, I really do. And it took forever to do these butterflies, forever, because they're very detailed, and they're little tiny pieces of paper cut out. And the flowers, it takes forever, but I like doing that kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know, I just enjoy doing it. So I got lazy towards the end. I just painted this, I just drew this on with magic marker instead of cutting out the little circles. Anyway, so there's the kitty stuff. So let me take a break here and read some chat. And I think I've said hi to everybody. Dar's here. Yeah. Okay, Angie is here. Angie, are you still full? Angie was eating a 3-year-old, I think, earlier this morning. I think that's what she said. I think I read that right. Where you said you were eating a 3-year-old and you were getting full? Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, it was fun. It's fun to make. I like making those little things. So this is a black and white journal that I made, and I used Nick the Booksmith method of making a spine, where you make a lot of like quarter inch folds, like in a score thing, and then you fold it and it becomes very flexible. So I thought I'd just do let's see. Whoops, what did I do? Whoops. And then I glued these in, but not that well. Sister? No, that's it. Okay. So I've been collecting black and white pictures for a long time. Let's see. See that? I love black and white. Oh, I got a page there. Oh, I added some white pages. I must have just added those. So here we go. And I like flaps that open. Let's see. You got to have a guy randomly standing in front of the city with holding a fish, right? Everyone has to have that. I always like to put a pop of color. So I might a little bit of red here and there, just as a pop of color. Let me see if I can't zoom out, because I don't know. Let's see. Where's the zoom? No. Autofocus. Is zoom. Let's go if we want to zoom out, right? I think. Does that work? No. Oh well. So much for the software. Just saying. And I updated it too. Anyway, I can move the camera up a little bit. Let's see. I love this picture. That's George Harrison. There's a little doggy. I love her. So some of them are, again, they're hi, Devin. And there's my little pop of red. Oh, I could have used that bottle in my prompt card yesterday because it called for drink. Let's let's see. There you go. And here. And here. A lot of these are from fashion magazines. I think that's Joe DiMaggio. I'm not sure. And I use this picture quite frequently. This is my mom in 1940 in St. Augustine, Florida. She was pretty glam. She was very glamorous. I frustrated her because I didn't like to get dressed up. That was her threat. I hope when you get married and you have kids, they're all girls that want to wear dresses. And I would go, no, not that. Anything but that. And I love this goat picture. This appeared in a lot of magazines. And there's Houdini. So that's kind of the end of that one. I'm not going to, well, I guess I could. Yeah, I could use those. And then it kind of gets wonky. Well, it seems silly not to use those, huh? No. All right, let's do some gluing. Yeah. Well, again, I have a lot of black and white pictures of her, right? I have a painting that my grandfather, I was going to start a new book and put it in here, but I might as well use these pages, right? I mean, they're good enough. Oh, that you didn't mean to, you didn't mean to say that you were eating him? I thought you did. I thought you were being your, Angie humor. I'm eating the 3-year-old and I'm getting full. That just sounded like you. So I've been, I collect black and white pictures, obviously. When you're going through magazines and you see a black and white picture that you like, you take it out, right? Doesn't everybody do that? So, and I love statues and architecture. So I love this dude. I mean, he is just perfect. And look who this is. I think Marilyn Monroe should be taking a picture of this dude. What a sad, tragic life that she had, It was really sad what happened to her. Ooh. So you didn't mean that I thought you were being funny. I thought you were seriously being funny about eating your 3-year-old, I'm assuming, nephew. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, I hope everyone's feeling well. Barbara is outweighing or waiting out COVID. I love hands too. Let's see. Okay, let me stick some of these over here and decide what I'm going to do. This is when it's, yes, she was very intelligent. That's the same impression that I've come to believe also after reading a lot about her. And again, I don't know whether the question is, did she really mean to commit suicide, or did she accidentally overdose? I mean, I don't remember. I don't know that she left a suicide note. I don't know. He's too much. I mean, I like him, but I just like this, with this guy kind of looking here and with her in the camera, and just leave it at that. I can always add something here. I cut out little tiny stuff. I see, like, I just saw a leg here, like a little boy. And I'll save him. Yeah, I think I'll just put Marilyn because I want to. I mean, I could cut around her, but I want to have her. I just want her. Yeah, I want her name. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Enjoy supper. Yeah, you were telling me that she was hiking in the redwoods and came down with it. That's kind of. That was weird. Well, now I am just now eligible. I can get the next vaccination. I'm convinced that if I hadn't had the vaccine, I would have been much sicker than I was. And everybody's symptoms are so different. There's really no size fits all on this thing. I didn't lose my taste, didn't run a fever. I was a little achy. I had the most horrendous sore throat that I've ever had in my life. My throat was so sore. I could barely swallow water. It was, oh my God, it was just, and the pain was relentless. And when I could finally get a Tylenol down, it would subside a little bit. And that obviously didn't eat. And you're supposed to drink fluids, and I had a hard time even sipping on water or tea or anything like that. It was just painful. And then after 3 days, the sore throat went away. And that was it. And then every day after that, I felt better. But it was the sore throat that was so debilitating. And when I went to my doctor, I had to see the doctor because I have a prescription that cannot be filled unless she actually sees me. We couldn't do a virtual. So they made me go in, and everyone knew I was coming in, that I had COVID, and everybody was masked up. And I saw her, and we did what we had to do. And she told me that her husband had COVID, and that was his symptom too. He had a horrible sore throat for about 3 or 4 days. Oh, strep throat's going around. Yeah, 'tis the season, right, for strep throat. Well, I've had my flu shot, and I can now get I think this is the 4th vaccine for COVID, I think, is coming up. I've had 3, so it must be 4. Oh, that was a sloppy job doing that. Come on. Oopsies. Let's do. Yeah. There. Yeah, I just gonna. If you're real careful, you shouldn't have any wrinkles, and I'm not being that careful because I'm not. Becky's sorting and sorting and sorting and sorting. That's good, Becky. If you haven't watched Becky, she's got a new workspace. They've done a little rearranging down at the ranch, Becky's place, and everyone's got some new space to be working out of, and now they're sorting and rearranging, and that's kind of cool. And Becky made would you crochet a mushroom? Was it a mushroom? I didn't tune in because I have not conquered crochet yet. I say yet because I do hope someday, I will be able to crochet. Someday it'll happen. So I kind of like that because he kind of, yeah, I like it. So we'll just leave that then like that. All right. I like the little boy. I like him. So he's definitely going on this page. I love hands. Ooh, maybe. Could she be holding him? No, I don't like that. Kinda, maybe. Now I have to take my shirt off. Ugh, it's hot. Now, a mushroom. Okay. Yeah. Now, did you do that whole mushroom in one stream? Because that's kind of cool. You could you're going to make more of them and hang them on your tree? You could have a mushroom tree. Oh, he could be kind of just free falling. Free falling. Isn't that a song? I like that. Huh. Yes. Angie's being silly. Asking Becky whether she's mailed her. I don't know. No, I'm not liking it. It's not doing it. I like this dude, though. He reminds me of my grandfather. My grandfather never smiled. He was a miserable old man. I know it's not nice to say, but he lived with us. And he literally, my friends were afraid to come into the house because he scared them. He didn't mean to scare him. He was just scary. And my mother, God bless her. He lived with us my whole life. I started to tell you about this painting. Totally random. From my mother's, I'm going to just stop. From my other grandfather, my mother's father, and my mother's mother were the classic grandparents. They were just the best. Absolutely the absolute best. And when they could come to visit, I would get up early in the morning and I would sit on the sofa looking out the front window, waiting for them to arrive. And I kept on asking my mother, when are they getting here? When are they getting here? Now, they were driving from Warwick, Rhode Island to Long Island. It was about a 3-4 hour drive, and I had no concept of time. And all I just wanted to know, when are they going to get here? When are they going to get here? And I would sit on the sofa. It seemed like an eternity waiting for them to pull up. They were. Anyway, on my mother had gone to I'm assuming it was like an art gallery somewhere out on Long Island. And she had seen this painting of a clown, and a lot of people don't like clowns. They're afraid of them, or they have issues with clowns. I don't know, maybe Bozo the clown honked his horn at them. I don't know. Clowns don't bother me. I mean, some of them are creepy. But anyway, she fell in love with this painting, and it's an original oil painting. It's rather large. And she fell in love with it. And he bought it for her 40th birthday. So I was kind of doing the math to figure out when that would have been. She was born in 1921. So the painting was bought in 1961 ish. And I've typed in the name of the artist. And of course, there's no painting like this because it's an original, but there are other clown paintings done by this painter, artist, that look similar in color palette, that are clowns also. There's like maybe 2 or 3 other clowns that are very similar. And so nobody wanted it. I never knew my grandparents except for my mom's dad. Oh, okay. Even though, okay. All right. That's cool. And nobody wanted this clown painting in the family. Nobody wanted it. They basically said they hated it. Well, I didn't hate it. So when I have limited wall space, so it's currently hanging over my bed in my bedroom. And I started doing some research on it. And I'm just wondering what it would take to sell it. Because no one wants it. And I figured, I could. So the most expensive painting of his that I found online at this one art gallery was a clown painting also, and it was $6,000. So I don't know. I'm probably going to maybe contact them. There's a form that you fill out, and I assume you put a picture in, and then I don't know how they would authenticate it. He did sign it on the front, just Philippe with 2 L's. And so I'm going to contact them just out of curiosity to see what it would take to, I mean, if they were interested, if they, I mean, I can tell them, that it was bought in 1961. Maybe I could bring it to an auction house. It's really, really big. I could not even lift it off. I mean, I'd obviously have to have someone to help me because I could not even lift it off. I mean, I had somebody hang it for me. I mean, I couldn't even lift it off the wall. But I was just thinking about that the other day. And then I was thinking about, even though my grandfather was a miserable old coot or whatever, this was his way of, doing something nice for my mom. Because she fell in love. And this is the other thing. This was a lot of money in 1961. They bought the painting. Oh, it's big. Oh yeah. It's at least, I'm going to guess, it's at least 32 inches tall, almost a yard, and then maybe 2 and 24 inches wide. And it's in a big frame. It's a big sucker. I'll have to post a picture of it. And they paid $400 for it. I think this is the story. And then she took it back because she wanted it in a different frame. And the guy that sold it to her wanted to buy it back from her for $100 more than what they had paid for it. And my mother said no. She loved that clown. It's a very sad looking clown. He's not scary. and the colors are they're very pastel. It's a very pastel-y palette. And he's got a kind of a sad face, but he's not scary at all. He's kind of a, I'll have to take a picture of him. I'm assuming it's a him, right? Yeah, I'll take a picture of him. I was seeing if I had some more of this. Or, ooh. That's interesting. Just have a random door there. Kind of like that. Yeah, I like that. Actually, I enjoy fussy cutting. I really do. I don't have a problem with it at all. Obviously, I don't, because let's see. Oh, this is good. This person has no head. That's good. I like that, because then I can give her. Yeah, that's another. All right. Let's see what I got here. What's I got over here? I love shoes too. Isn't that funny that hi, Kathy, that I like shoes? I mean, I would no sooner wear a pair of shoes like this, but I really like cutting out shoes. I don't know. It's interesting. Here's one of my favorite shoes that I actually put on a board. Let's see if I can rip it off here. Oops. Oh boy. Oh boy. Got it now. Oh dear. I love this shoe. It's all scratched up. I scratched it up. I did that on purpose. That sticks over here on my thingy. Kathy, you missed it. I showed everybody all the stuff that I bought from Frog Dog Studio and the vinyl 1960s furniture that I was enabled to buy by you. And I really like it. And I got all those rub-ons. And you have the same big rub-on, the big industrial kind of blueprint rub-on. I got that one. I should save my black square book for mandalas. Oh. Yeah, I got all that stuff that you were trying to explain to me that you use them with a Rolodex thing, and that's that index thing you were describing to me, I think. I got a lot of stuff. And I saved $111 because a lot of that stuff was 70% off. She's got some really interesting stuff. When are you and Devin gonna do the jelly plate thing? You're doing that later this week, right? I think. Oh, that's what you were saying. Oh, did you took a class at her house? Is that what I think that's what you told us, right? I think that's what you told me. You were at her house? Oh, a week from Tuesday. Oh, okay. So it's a while away. Okay. All righty. Gotcha. See, I'm going to put this here because I just kind of like the randomness of the door. And then this almost looks like a ladder going up to this, even though it's not. It's part of this fence. And then he's going here. Yep, that's the plan. Okay, okay today. All right. Well, Kathy and Peggy and their stream yesterday was a hoot. Oh my gosh. We have fun. Oh, Lordy. That idea that you had of having all the guest people come on while Colleen is recuperating was a brilliant idea. And I think everybody is having a great time, and we're all learning such neat new stuff from other artists, people that were, we know, but we would not have just to have an interaction, it's kind of cool. I think that whole thing has worked out really, really, really well. And I was telling people that I'm getting ready to do a Christmas journal. I'm not sure. I have a whole bunch of loose leaves, empty loose leaves, but they're only like an inch bind, they're an inch. The binder's only an inch, but I think that'll be okay. And I have, Christmas paper pack, the things that you buy to make like May Ken type of thing where you make 100 cards out of a 112. No, I'm just kidding, being facetious. But they're one-sided. So, but I figured I could glue on the white side, I could glue like wrapping paper. That was my thought. Just didn't, I was going to start it today, but I don't know, I'm not quite there yet in terms of feeling Christmassy. Thinking about it. My neighbors across the street both have their Christmas wreaths on their garage lights, the garage carriage lights on their garage. They have Christmas wreaths. I usually wait until my neighbor puts her stuff up. My roommate, because we are in a duplex and we share a roof. You were decorating. Oh, she's going to play with glitter from her drawer or drawers. Her bloomers? No, that's funny. I saw, oh my God, what happened to Lena. Oh my God, I've never seen anything that bad in my life. Holy crap. I don't have any glitter, and there's a good reason why. We will be decking over the weekend. Oh, this weekend. Oh, gotcha. No, I have a little tiny tree. I didn't have a tree for a couple of years. And then I finally, one year, I was feeling Christmassy, and I went and got a little 4.5 foot, artificial tree, pre-lit from Michael's. And I can carry it. I can pick up the box that it's in, and I can store it in the garage on the bottom shelf of some shelving unit. So it's something that I can physically handle, and I can put it together, and it's not a big, it's not a big strain. So it works out really well. Let's see. I have a plan here. We had a massive, we had a big artificial tree at the other house. It was like 7.5 feet tall, and it had, I don't know, over 1,000 lights. It was huge, and it was a bitch to put together and take down. But that's when I was much younger, and I could do that kind of stuff. We would have these massive Christmas parties. We'd hire one of the waitresses from the club to be the bartender. We'd have like 45 people there. 45, 50 people. It was quite the party. It was my mom and our neighbor who hosted the party. It was an interesting group of people because Gloria was a golfer, so we had the golf set group there. My mother was not a golfer, so we had all these different people with different interests. It was a good party. And Patty, the waitress, oh, she was a great waitress. First of all, she knew what everyone drank because she was a waitress at the club. And she would bring the ice, which was great. I didn't have to worry about ice. She would help clean up, load. I mean, she did a great job. She was a wonderful bartender. We were just talking about it the last time I was at the club. She said, "You remember those great parties your mom had?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I remember." Oops, I missed his pompadour. Yeah. I want to get some glue in there, but I can't quite get it in now. See, I guess I can. I got to trim that. All right. Can you guys see that? Can you even see what I'm doing? There. This, I don't know, something about the door and this leading up to this fire escape. I'll trim that later. I like it. I likes it. Let's see. Did you find this one? Is that it? What we're looking for? Oh, Frog Dog Studio. Vogue, Bazaar are probably the ones where I find most of the black and whites. So I would say Vogue. Every year I say I'm not going to renew my subscriptions. And then, I get that letter from them. "We miss you. We want you to come back." And they offer me such a deal. I mean, I'm getting Architectural Digest for $10 a year. I'm paying $10 a year for Vogue. It's hard for me. And I have so many of them, I can't keep up with them. Town and Country, Travel. And I know they used to have that free magazine thing, where you just, it was kind of cool. They were kind of educating you on the environment, and they would talk about certain environmental issues, and you would read the essays or the information, and then you took a little quiz, and then you would get so many points, and then you could put in and get free magazine subscriptions. It was really a brilliant idea. And then I guess they stopped doing that. That's interesting. Megan Quillen comes up instead of maybe try going. I mean, SC's, I think, is a horrible website. It's not really easy to negotiate it. And I'm not even posting any. It's just to find stuff. But I wonder if you typed in just Tina Walker in Estes, maybe you would find her. Oh, she's taking a break. Well, that's why she probably had the big sale. All right, let's see. I love this shoe, but we need something light. That's kind of nice, huh? What's that? It's just random print. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I didn't even use that hand. Or is that a different hand? No. See, I don't even know. Oh, wait a minute. That guy looks so familiar. Ah, look at this. These are little bugs. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. Look at the pots and pans. That's a hard one. Oh, it's taking a short break. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, and then I made some spirograph things, random things like that. I'm looking for like some sort of, she needs to be on a, yeah, she needs something funny there. But I'm looking for some landscapey stuff. Let me see if I can't find some more landscapey stuff. Or, ooh. No, I don't know. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see. See, look at that. Is that not a cool picture? Zesto, it's good. Chili dogs taste good. I love that. Ooh, I want something. Ooh, let me see. I just like the A. There's something about the A. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what I'm looking for is something like that, because I want to put the shoe down. If I can find the shoe. Where's the shoe? There it is. But you're going to lose the shoe. But you're not losing the shoe here, like so. Maybe just the shoe, just like that. Keep it simple, stupid. Let's see, I don't even know what that is. You know, you don't even know what when you take cutout pictures. I think that this is just, I'm just doing that. I think that looks fine. Why I cut a picture out of Hitler is beyond me. God. All right, I think I'm just going to leave that like that. All right, let's glue it down. And say, sold American. Thank you. Yeah, I've been collecting them. I've got a lot of them. I stopped collecting them because I'm not going to be able to, you know, go through the ones I have. So I should just. And I collage every kind of collage. And I've showed some people some of it. I'm a journaler. I journal pretty much every day in a composition notebook, and I've told you this many times. And I write with a fountain pen because I like my fountain pens, and I have many of them inked up. And I journal in a composition notebook with the fountain pen, knowing that it's going to bleed through, right? And then on the side of that paper where it is bled through, I do little collages. A lot of times I will make a collage out of the junk mail that I have received. Now, recently, I've been using magazine images, but I made a really cool one last night. Let me just see if I can't show it to you real quick. I mean, this composition notebook is really in bad shape. It is alligatored. I mean, look at it. It's and you can't go back and forth. Mostly Vogue and Bazaar. Hi, Wendy. And I couldn't go back and forth because it's a journal, right? So it's hard to say, okay, today's here and I'll jump ahead and do. But so this is, all right. And then it'll bleed through. You can't see the bleed through but this is the one I did. And then I decided I was going to put a picture down and then write on either side of it, which that's a fun thing to do. There, I was practicing some of my kitties. This one came out pretty cool. I like this one. Whoops, you got a bad word there. Don't look. I use that word a lot in my journal. But there's let me see, where's the one I did? Oh, I like this one with the little boy on the bicycle. You see him? I love it. I love using little kids because they are so cute. I have another one with a little kid that he's, let's see if I can find it. And then sometimes I'll take a big thing and just fill this thing and then I'll add stuff. Let's see. I like that one too. That guy selling flowers. I like that. I like them all. There's my Halloweeny one. Got some puppies on top of a horse, and there's a oh, this is a good one too, with the lizard jumping out and getting the chicken. Where's the one with the little boy? He's so funny. I'd like the cow just on a. Yes, I saw that. Yes. Well, this is where she's the one. I discovered cage fish years ago, and I'd never seen anybody do that before. And I've never looked at a magazine the same way since, because I look at a magazine and then I try to see how I can cut it up and what I'm going to cut up. You take care too, Devin. I hope you're feeling better soon. You think I could find that one? Hell no, right? Oh my. I like this guy too, the farmer with the Gothic. And this one, the glove. But I can't find the one I wanted to show you with the little boy, because I thought that was a funny one. I miss cage fish. She used to come on Sunday afternoons for football widowers, for women whose husbands were watching. Now, this is the other one with the little boy. I love this one. Because these are in color. So, but yeah, that's it. And I got, oh man, years of these. Well, the other thing, you remember her Sundays? Yep. Because I would be watching football while playing with her. And I actually made a little caged fish stamp for her. And then she got, Well, I guess a lot of, it was a bunch of stuff that uh, happened that she kind of s- slowed down her. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's a great way to use up, images, and I get to play with. I have about 4 or 5 pens inked up at the same time, and then when one runs out, I go to the next pen, and when that one runs out, I go to the next one until they're all empty, and then I re-ink them. I've been lazy lately in the sense I'm just re-inking them with black ink, even though I have many different colored inks. And that's just lazy on my part because you got to clean them out really good to put another color in. Yes, that's right, Dar. That's what, yeah, she had to move a couple of times. You know what she was doing? And I never went over. She was in Lakeland, Florida, which is in the Tampa area, which would have been about a 2-hour drive for me. And on Sundays or once a month, she was reserving a conference room in the back of the local library. And you could just go. I mean, you could say, hey, I'd like to come. And, she could accommodate about 10 to 12 people, and people would bring their, yeah, um, and they would bring their, collage stuff, and they would meet up with her at the library about once a month. Yeah, she moved a couple of times. Uh-huh. Yeah. And yeah, very Rasta. Yes, the little boy is very Rasta. That's right. Yep, he's got the Rasta. Yeah, and her cat was sick. Yeah, she had a lot of stuff going on. But yeah. Yeah, well, I was doing this kind of journaling before I ever bumped into Linda Berry, but I've got Linda Berry's syllabus book, and I've got another one of hers too. I love Linda Berry. I love her attitude. I love her style. Yeah. She's another great one too. So, well, let's see. What time is it? Oh, I didn't realize it was after 1. I don't have bridge today because we're on recess. If well, I guess everyone knows I'm taking bridge lessons, and we have bridge Wednesdays and Thursdays, but we're on recess. But we go back next week to playing bridge, and it's going to get really hard now. We're getting into competitive bidding, and I can barely keep track of what's in my hand and my partner's hand. Now we're going to have to kind of keep track of what's in your opponent's hands. So we'll see. All right, I'm going to say so long. I'm going to say thank you again so much for being here. I enjoyed showing you my stuff, and then I'll have to show you how I use stuff. And Aunt Bex is coming on. And I'm sorry. Oh, I guess she normally comes on at 1:30, I think. So if you want to do some crocheting, scoot over to Aunt Beck. It is very difficult, but these are the type of things that I do to keep my mind sharp. You got to keep tuning that mind. Well, my body may not be sharp, but damn it, my mind's going to be sharp. Okay. All right. Take care. I'll see you all out on the internets, I'm sure. If you can't be good, be careful. Especially be careful.